Welcome back to the channel. In this tutorial, I want to pretty much go ahead and try to implement that script feature that I had mentioned some time ago for the Nuxt UIkit project. So at this point, I believe UIkit would have gotten a couple updates, so we're not at the latest version, and I think that is what we're going to be doing, or that's the objective for this tutorial. There are some amount of updates that I need to, some minor things that I saw while go doing some other stuff that I'm gonna mention a little bit from now, and there should be some updates. This should be configuring UIKit for Nux and not necessarily Nux for UIKit, and all of those updates will be added shortly to this. One other thing is that I had mentioned that if I was to ever create a blog or anything like that, then this would probably be the first post. And I actually went ahead and we added we added a tutorials well, to the Fedorae education site. It's basically for tutorials. Primarily it was designed to facilitate a peer-to-peer learning system, but that is still in the works. For now, pretty much what is there is just the tutorials for the that are on the YouTube channel itself, and also other different content that is related to different partners that we work with. Now, I've this was recently added, so where we have this tutorial, and the main one that I had mentioned before is that we're gonna have the first one being the configuring UI kit for better NuxtJS support, and this is it right here. It's not the best so far, but it is there. All of the information, most of the updates are there. You can see configuring UI kit for better Nuxt.js support, so it needs to be updated on the GitHub page there. And that is that. So what I want to do pretty much in this video is just to make the updates to the script. So basically, we're just gonna try to automate this part of, where is it? The updating of it. Because if we do the install, then I think it's gonna be at the same level. So when we're doing an upgrade, what we want to do is to also copy over these files into the project. So I had left the note here to say that you will need to copy the updated code for each new version of UIKit. So we need to also do that. First thing that we want to do also is just to go to github.com/uikit/uikit, and this will take us to um, well, if I type the thing correctly, it should take us to the UIKit page. I know you can see that they're at version 3.14.1, and this was released 14 hours ago, so we're behind a bit. All right, so I don't have this project here, and the good thing about this is that we added this right here, so we can pretty much use a template. So what I'm gonna do is to go ahead and click on this to copy, and I'm gonna open my terminal, and I'm gonna cd into the same directory that we've been using for some time now, and go to and just cd into here. So where it's still a view project, Nuxt.js still a view project. Now I can pretty much just paste all of this and click on enter, and it will automate the whole entire installation of the modules and everything like that that is needed. So clone the repository from GitHub, then it CDs into the directory, and then do a yarn install, and then do a yarn dev to start up the dev server. So let's just wait until that finishes. So no, we're not necessarily interested in getting any telemetry at this time, or giving any telemetry. All right, so there we go, and that was extremely fast. So we're gonna go ahead and go to localhost 3000, and there we go. So we have a fully fledged Nux plus UIkit project that does not that has the icons working perfectly fine when we switch over from client between the client and the server. So there we go. And now we're gonna go ahead and do the upgrade that we need. What I wanna go back, or just wanna grab you guys' attention, or divert it back to something that would have we saw before, is to go to github.com slash I believe it's Nux, yes, and go to NuxtJS and go to example. So this is something that I've done before, and we're gonna look for the UIkit example here. And in the package.json file, that you remember that we had this post upgrade script here, which basically does an upgrade to the latest versions. And that is something that I guess we want. Well, yeah, we want that. So I am gonna go back here, and I'm gonna open a new terminal window, cd into our project, Nuxt UIkit, and then open this in code so that it's a little bit easier for us to see, or for you guys to see. I kind of prefer Vim most of the times. So we're gonna go ahead now and just paste it right here. So we have a post upgrade. So this should upgrade to the latest versions, I believe, of all of these packages. And we're gonna run a little bit of tests with this. And I'm actually gonna delete this because it's not necessarily an update. But what I did was that I actually, let's save this. What I did was I actually just added it to the here. So there's a version 1 there, so you can always go back to that one. All right, so back to here. Now, thinking about this now, it should actually do the yarn upgrade, and I want to believe that we should be going up to the latest version. Initially, if we look back over here, this was already at latest, so it should update these, I want to believe so, but I'm not 100% sure right at this moment. I probably should have tested this out before all, but we can actually, this is always a learning experience for myself, and I hope that it's a learning experience for you as well. So what we're gonna do is basically just test this to see. So this should go to 3.14 something. I believe it was 1. So we can go ahead and come here and do a yarn post upgrade, is it? And post upgrade latest. So we have to put the latest flag, I guess. All right, what did I do wrong? It's actually post update and not upgrade. So my bad. Let's just do a post update and just wait on this to finish. And we can just shift it over to see if there was any change. All right, there we go. And you can see the change here from the 3, it goes up to 3.14.1, which is the latest version of UIkit at this time. We could change this as well. Let's see what Nux is at this point. What version is Nux? So it's at the same version. That's why it didn't change. And we could also just add the little hot thingy. Don't remember what's called, and that should go up to whatever version. In the line of 3, I believe. So at least we see that this is working the way that it should, but we don't just want that to be the case, because if we come over here to the static UIkit and go to the top, you see that it's still at 4.13.7. So this is where the script comes in, that we don't want to have to go ahead and while it's not very difficult for us to go ahead and just do the copying, just click copy this and then drop it in the terminal and actually paste it. It's not very difficult for us to do that, but I don't want that to be the case. We want to actually automate all of that. So I want to go back and look at what version this was before I did the update. So that was at 3.137. So 3.137. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm actually just gonna install back this version so that we can basically do the change, and it will be reflected. So let's just quickly do a yarn install on here. All right, so that should change back the UIkit package to 3.137, and it's now syncing with this here. Now to fix the other issue, what we want to do is to pretty much add this script here, the one that we have here. So the copying from the node modules folder, we want to copy this script, and we just want to, I want to believe that we can pretty much just put it right here. So this is going to be a pretty long script. So paste it right there. We cannot be on a new line. So, and then we're gonna do a and. So what is gonna do, what's gonna happen here is that it's gonna come and it's gonna do a yarn update to the latest version of the packages, and then it's going to go ahead and copy from the node modules, and this is when we're at the root. So it's gonna copy from the node modules folder the uikit.min.js file, and then it's going to go ahead and copy also the it's going to copy the icons as well. And the reason why we're doing it in two different lines, we could do this in one line, in one copy statement, and just copy everything, but we don't necessarily want everything in the JS folder. We only want the min file and also the icons.min file. So this is the script right here. This post update script right here should do the trick. You can customize this as much as you want. Maybe you only want this for the yarn, not the yarn, the UIkit. You don't necessarily want to update any other packages. That is pretty much up to you if you want to do that. So you can go ahead and customize as much as you want. The repo is on GitHub, as you know, so you can actually go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead now and save this. And we're going to confirm that now in the static directory, what we have here is still the 3.137, and for the main is still the 3.137, and here the package version is 3.137. And now what we can do, let me just clear this out, and then we're going to do a yarn post update and click on enter, and let's see what happens now. All right, there we go. So we didn't get a new update. Let's see. Let me just close this out. It copied over for sure. Let me open the package to see if it didn't update properly. So the reason why this update didn't update to the latest version is because we added the little thing here. So that's why we're not seeing it on the thing, because it's actually using the latest version. It's actually using the 1.4 or the 3.1.4, but it's just that because we have this thing here, it didn't bring it right across. However, if we come over into the static directory here and go to UIkit, you can see here that it actually changed to the 3.14.1, and also for the min, it also changed to the 3.1.4.1, and well, what did I just say? It's 3.14.1. Yes, and we know this because this is what is going to be inside of the is going to be inside of the node modules folder. So this is why we know that that is the case. One thing that I would like to do, however, is actually make this update to the latest version, because I don't really like the fact that it didn't update. I want to actually check this out just to be 100% sure. So it's 3.14.1, and it should have done an update to the latest version. So what we could do is actually check if that is it, so you aren't outdated. And it seemed to not be outdated. I guess that is why it's not changing, because there is no outdated packages. I guess for some reason that is the case. If it was an outdated package, if there was an outdated package, then we would have seen it here. So I guess because UIkit isn't really the outdated package, but that I believe should do the trick as it relates to the script to actually copy things over. So now we should be at the latest version, but I still really don't like the fact that it didn't change here. So let me do something about that. I'm gonna get rid of this, and I'm gonna go ahead and clear this out, do a yarn, add UIkit, and see we have it at the 4 point whatever. So or 3 point whatever. So what I'm gonna do now, and again, this is just a testing part, because I actually want this thing to work the way that I believe it should work in my head. So let's save this here, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a yarn at, and we're gonna go up to 3.13. My mistake. 7. So this is the version that we were at before. Click on end. What did I do wrong? UIkit doesn't match the version. Oh. Let's try this. So I guess the little thing at the top there is the little hot thing at the top is the issue. Because if we go ahead now and do the post update, you will notice most likely it will now change. And you can see it actually now changes the thing to the correct version. But I still think I would prefer to have not the exact type of one here, but the hot thingy. So that is pretty much it for this video. I think I'll make an updated one that we have an actual script that is specifically for updating UIkit. And yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.